So this is session 2 of 4. We'll see if the other 2 go off. This is Gauntlet League Wrestling on the road. Essentially, we've got now Bleakwood's looking for new talent. He's putting some of the vets on the road. He's trying to bring in some low-carders or people from other promotions to check them out. Maybe people that have worked together before, get some history, trying to check it out and get new, cheap talent that he can exploit for the next season. He's looking forward. He's a visionary. And I'm here. We're playing Worldwide Wrestling, written by Nathan Paoletta. This is part of the Gauntlet League Wrestling promotion. I've got my Lucha Saint shirt on, and this is also part of GauntletCon. So we've got 6 players here today. We're going to run through this thing. Going to do it. Going to get it done. There's a session from yesterday you can watch. This is part of the GauntletCon, Gauntlet Hangouts, which means that, as with all of the Gauntlet events, we are using safety tools, which is kind of important because, of course, wrestling has a problematic history of racism, homophobia, and all kinds of stuff. But we're playing kind of, a more modern game. We're playing an RPG, so the safety tool is the X card, which you can do visibly with the hand of the X or by texting. The X card can be used for content you find objectionable, things that are offensive, or when people are going off tone for the game. If you have that come up, I may stop and ask you exactly what we're editing past. Details of that are also present on the Roll for Your Party site, so you can see the full details on that. The inclusivity policy and all of the game policies are also available on the Gauntlet Hangout page. So what you're going to see us do is we are going to be introducing characters. We're going to be doing the relationship mapping, which is called the heat map for the event. We're going to be getting that set, all of that stuff figured out, and then we're going to take a break, and I'm going to book the show. We're going to 5 minutes, and then we're going to press on. We've got about 3 hours to roll through all of this. For anyone in the game, I'm going to put the Roll for Your Party room. So the online roller is there. If everyone could please use that, so all the rolls are shared and visible. That is there. If you haven't used it before, essentially you click on 2 dice and hit reroll selected. Don't hit clear. Don't hit clear. Whatever you do, don't hit clear, because that will clear all the dice. So you just pick 2, roll them, and that will reroll those selected dice. So without too much further ado, I'm going to ask the 2 returning wrestlers from Gauntlet League to give us the 1-minute pitch on their characters. We're going to walk through the others to give those introductions, and then we're going to get that heat map going. So if you could tell us about the analyst in 1 minute or less, Rich.
I'll be happy to do that in a 60-second spot. Andrew the Analyst Thompson arose from the cubicles of corporate America using his vast knowledge of pivot tables and actionable economies to be able to step in, and he is, of course, he's going to bring a paradigm shift to the belt. He has recently reallocated his resources for the LLC, which are, he has 2 non-player wrestlers who are partnered with him, although he's technically the CEO. You have to look in the fine print. And he's flipped from heel to face. He is a technician, which means that he is an excellent wrestler. He actually wrestles, which can be problematic for some of the people in Gauntlet League Wrestling. He attempts to find a weakness in his opponent and exploit it to the greatest degree, and then pin them.
Awesome. And then, Matt, are you there? Can you give us Sub Pig, or shall I move on?
Oh, I'm here, lol. I'm here.
Please tell us.
I don't want to be here. There was a time when this was all I wanted, and I was happy to be a joke. And then I realized the joke was on me, and everyone was hurting me and benefiting, except for me. And now I'm here because it's too late. It's too late for me to do a thing about it. But I can help all of you. I can show you that you shouldn't be here. And if I have to drive you out, that's what I'll do.
Thank you, Sub Pig. Stephen, can you to follow on that? Can you please tell us about your character, Tutti Freddy?
Yeah, Tutti Freddy. He was part of a group 20 years ago that his manager tried to put together a group of ice cream themed wrestlers. He got a sponsorship with Carvel Ice Cream.
That's a real thing.
Okay, yeah, so he got.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So that lasted exactly 3 months before the sponsorship deal ran out and Carvel decided not to renew. And after that, the group pretty much fell apart. And I became an insurance salesman for a while. And then after I lost that job, I tried getting back into wrestling. And it turned out that in the intervening years, I had gotten a bunch of fans. There's a big nostalgia thing. So I actually made a decent living as a jobber. I mean, and I got 2 kids, so this is how I keep bread on the table.
Excellent. I love nostalgia combined with the jobber. That's very cool.
Right, and in my prime, I looked like a high school football quarterback, and now my face is sagging. I've got a bit of a paunch. I wear this pink sequined jumpsuit, so not in my prime, but
okay. That's awesome. Tyler, please tell us about the Kraken.
I'm playing the behemoth from below, Kraken. He is a legit 7-footer, weighs about 400 pounds, coming off the giant playbook. He was a basketball player when he was in high school and went off to college to play, but tore his knee up pretty early on in his college career and quickly started adding on the pounds. Once he left school with no degree, he had to figure out exactly what to do. 7-foot guys can't do a bunch of everything, but they do make fantastic wrestlers. He started out on the indie circuit and has now gotten his shot here at Gauntlet, which will be his biggest promotion chance so far. He takes pride, of course, in being enormously strong, but he's also been working kind of hard to learn the actual technical skill. He's not great at it yet, but given time, he plans on doing high flying with that 7-foot frame.
That is awesome and dangerous at the same time. All right, Adam, a well-schooled veteran of worldwide wrestling and a writer of supplements for it. Please tell us about your character, Tawni Townsend.
I'm going to be returning to one of the first characters I ever made for this game, Tawni Townsend, the manager, hailing from the wrong side of the tracks. Tawni has made a huge impact in Hussman's Extreme Championship Wrestling, which was based around a potato chip brand, and Northeast Action Wrestling, where I think at the end of their America Fest pay-per-view, the literal Undertaker showed up to slam the promoter into a pile of thumbtacks for violating copyright.
Oof.
So that was because he booked the local Undertaker on his flyers, but was claiming that the Undertaker was going to be there.
Dangerous.
Anyway, he sees the Gauntlet as a chance for her to get back in mainstream attention without having to take too many bumps or deal with too many crazy people, but I don't know if she'll be able to do both.
And she's a manager, right?
Yep, which means I'm going to be tied to probably one of the other PC wrestlers. We got plenty of people. And making sure that they get paid enough that I get paid.
That makes sense to me. All right. And finally, James, can you please tell us about, I'm going to have you pronounce that for me.
Kuya Te Ting.
Kuya Te Ting. Okay.
Te Ting.
Te Ting. Okay.
Yeah, I'm Kuya Te Ting, hailing from Cebu, the Philippines.
Okay.
I've tried out for a number of Olympic teams, and I've always just not quite made the cut, despite being there. But I'm hoping to get into wrestling here to boost my political career. Once I get the profile in the wrestling, I plan to leverage that to become president of the Philippines.
Oh, excellent.
I must manage you.
Yeah.
Yes.
That is a great gimmick there. Awesome. So what we're going to do now is we're going to work through the heat map, which means everybody has a set of those heat questions. We're going to get those on the table. We're going to do that in the same order we just went through the introductions. I know that the analyst already has like at least one established with the Sub Pig, I think, but we'll come back to that. Analyst, let's start with you.
Okay. Who's trying to learn by watching me in the ring?
And for those of you who haven't played, the way this works is Rich puts out an offer on the table of a link, and then anybody can take that up. He can ask somebody to do it, but you have to agree, or he can assign a non-player wrestler. So
I'll jump on there. I'll be trying to learn from watching you.
Oh, that makes sense.
Man.
So then
your character's name. I won't be using that since you're trying to learn from me.
And so what Rich does is Rich writes down +1 heat with Kuya on his sheet.
Right.
Kuya doesn't write anything down, just Rich. Okay.
And if I remember, wasn't it Sub Pig that was holding me back as a tag team partner? So we won't reuse that, but I think it was Sub Pig. Right?
Yeah, I think that's the Sub Pig holding
Who's
you back.
jealous of my skills? And trust me, you should be.
Sounds like Kraken's the other person who wants to be a very technical wrestler. But are you jealous of Kraken?
I kind of thought about that first one, but I could take that one, yeah.
Only if you want.
Yeah, I mean, I can take
What do you
it.
think,
I want to hold
Kraken?
out for something else.
Yeah, let me hold out for something
Okay.
else.
Okay.
All right, and then who's trying to teach me to be more of an entertainer? Because I am not great at that.
Right over here, sweetie.
Okay.
Nice. All right. So Tawni takes that one. So that's all I have.
Right.
The jealous of my skills, we can pass that to a non-player wrestler if we want.
Okay. Well, let's see. You're now a face, so let's get a heel. Well, actually, let's say Capitan X, who you've kind of betrayed in turning face. So Capitan X.
Oh, so is there dissension in the ranks here? Have I lost the LLC? Am I looking for new partners?
They're both heels, dude.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they didn't flip with me. I mean, perhaps we could just learn to work past it.
Capitan X is not going to flip for you. No. So take your heat and like it.
Sounds like seeds of a hostile takeover.
Oh,
yes. And the next thing that Rich does is he looks at who then are heels and he adds 1 heat to them.
Yep. Got it.
He's already got that for Sub Pig, but gets that set. All right. So our next person on the rolls is Sub Pig. Sub Pig, let's look at your heat questions.
All right. A lot of misguided souls out there in the audience are cheering for me, even though I hate them more than anything. Who's jealous of my devoted fan base?
Ooh. Anyone want to take the jealousy of his horrible, blood-loving fan base? And remember, you can take multiples of these across the board. You can double up, whatever you want to do.
I'll take it
I'm
if
very popular.
I'll take it if no one else.
Okay. Jealous.
So who was
Okay.
that?
That was Tawni.
20.
Tawni Townsend.
You're moving a lot of merch, aren't you, Sub Pig?
Anybody with a mask can sell.
Animal masks do well. All right. And your next one?
All right. Next up on the agenda. I like to hurt people. Who's returned from an injury I gave them?
Ooh.
I think I did.
Okay. How did that happen?
It's just I was trying to make it look good, and he was just sloppy. I mean, I mean, he didn't care if I got hurt.
That's very Sub Pig.
It's not that I didn't care. It's that I was trying to hurt you.
All right. Is that all your questions, Sub Pig?
I've got then. Who can take everything I can dish out?
I think that's me.
Yeah.
No, sorry, I'm flipping between the video and the sheet. That was who?
That's the Kraken.
The Kraken.
Perfect. Ooh, Sub Pig and the Kraken. That might break the ring if we get that particular matchup going. All right. Now, I believe that is everybody, right?
That's it. Yep.
Okay. And add +1 heat for all to any of the faces.
All right.
And then let's talk with Tutti Freddy. Let's look at your heat questions.
Okay, who was my tag team partner before they made it big?
Anybody want to grab that?
I think I'll grab it.
Okay.
I'm really excited by that opportunity. Before they made it big, so this is back when you, like your second time around and the analyst was coming up. I like that.
Makes sense.
Okay, who can't remember who I am?
Damn it. I missed out.
Anybody that isn't quite sure who Tutti Freddy is?
I can't remember because all you jobbers with your comedy gimmicks and your misguided trust and management are the same to me. You all just look like victims.
All right. +1 heat with Sub Pig.
I mean, I was out for 3 weeks and you don't even remember?
Not at all.
Who refuses to work with me?
I want nothing to do with you. You are ridiculous.
Okay, yeah. That's
Okay.
amazing.
And who is always trying to get management on my side?
I remember your original act when I was a little girl, and it got me into wrestling.
Oh, nice.
So I think people should be nicer to you, but you need to change your gimmick. There's no such thing.
Nostalgia is my thing. I change my gimmick, I'm going to lose my whole fan base.
Well, you could be Ice Cream 2.0. You know, there's a very popular tag team called The Bar. You could be the Ice Cream Bar.
Oh. Is that all your questions? Did you have any more there?
Yeah,
Tutti?
that's all of my questions.
Awesome. Kraken. Is it Kraken or the Kraken?
The Kraken.
The Kraken. All right. Let's hear your questions.
All right. Who's trusted to put on good matches with me?
Ooh. Who has the skills to pay the bills?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, dang it. I'll take it.
Okay.
There's going to be a better one next, but I'll take that one.
All right. Analyst.
Okay.
Who have I hurt unintentionally?
Oh, that was me. I get hurt a lot.
Who tries the hardest to avoid working with me?
We haven't heard a lot from our sweet presidential nominee, or did he just talk?
Yeah, I don't want to work with you because you're so big, and I'm actually a little below average in height.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes me look less good in the ring just because of your size.
And finally, who have I hurt on purpose?
Sub Pig. Makes sense.
Yeah, I was going to say that's me. Just like everybody else thought I was their punching bag.
My question is, does he know you did it on purpose, or does he just suspect?
Yeah, what do you think, Matt?
I think that I don't trust anyone anymore, and I think every abuse, every slight, every minimization of my humanity was intentional.
All right.
That's going to be mean. All right. Do you have one more, or is that it, Kraken?
I think that's 4.
Okay. All right. Let's come to Tawni Townsend.
How's it going, buddy?
Good.
Let's leave the best question for last.
Okay.
Those I have their best interests at heart.
Ooh.
You've always been fair to me.
Thank you, Tutti. Sounds like a video game. Wonderful. Who turned on me when I was their manager?
Ooh.
No, we could kind of work it into the 2D and early analysts were tag team partners, and you were a manager at that point, and the analyst turned on you and moved up.
Oh,
Sound
yeah,
good?
you traded up to a hotter secretary or something.
Yes, yeah, administrative assistant. Thank you.
Yeah, that's of course. You get to file a harassment claim, whatever.
Who knows the paperwork?
Luckily, they canceled that storyline because there's no way to convey that with nuance. My associate degree in HR management was not enough to convince them that they should do a harassment angle
Oh,
in
geez.
pro wrestling. Who's trying to undermine me backstage?
Hmm.
Great. Sounds like I'm doing well.
Anybody trying to undermine this manager type?
I'll jump on there, but why do you think I'm trying to undermine you?
Is your character married?
It can be.
I was thinking if you weren't married, the Philippines, you don't want to run for president. You need to promote a family-friendly image. And I'm not interested in marrying you and going to the Philippines. So
Nice. Yes. No, that's perfect.
The question of the family friendly.
I just like, you'd be so popular there and everyone likes you, and the first lady could be like Eva Peron. I'm like, I don't know who that is.
Good.
I was born in the late 90s. I don't need this from you.
You don't know? Okay.
Yeah, but I think I'll manage Kraken if that's fine with you, Kraken.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
Although I'm trying to rebrand you as the Jersey Demon because I've recently acquired the copyright to the Jersey Demon. Jersey Devil, you can't copyright.
Yeah.
I tried.
And
10 wrestlers in that.
lastly, Kuya, can you go through your heat questions then?
Yep. All right. Who have I approached about improving my ring work?
Me? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's a nice mirror to the earlier one.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Who was a fan of mine before I started wrestling?
What were you famous for? What were you sub-Olympic in?
I've tried to. I have almost made the Olympic team on any number of sports.
So you're like a pentathlete or something.
I'm a professional athlete. I have been the alternate on multiple Filipino Olympic teams. But I never quite got the spotlight.
I could take that.
Okay.
Maybe during your attempts to be on the basketball team, I was a fan of your 3-point shot.
Nice. All right. Who refuses to acknowledge that I have a place on the roster?
Interesting.
Either me or Sub Pig. But I think I've taken more, so I want to give that to Sub Pig if he wants it.
Yeah. I refuse to acknowledge that anyone has a place on the roster because this sport is sick and corrupt, but especially you're not a big man. They're not gonna make room for you. They're gonna lie to you. They're gonna bait you, and then they're gonna hurt you. And to keep that from happening, I'm gonna hurt you.
This little
And-
nihilist went to market.
And who appreciates the athleticism I bring to the ring?
I'm not going to take away the fact that you're talented. I just don't think we should get married.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. That's the last one for you, right?
That you could make a shit ton of money in wrestling, and that politics. No one has ever moved from wrestling to politics successfully.
So make sure that after you've got the heat written down, anyone who is your opposite number, faces to heels, heels to faces, that you add 1 heat to them for that, and get that set. And everything should be in there, all the heat maps and things. Make sure you got your numbers for the heat in the sheet, because I'm going to use that to do some planning. So what's going to happen here is we're going to take a 5+ minute break so I can get some more beverage. And so I can take a look at this, look at the heat map, and book the show for today. And we'll be back in 5 to 10. Okay?
Okay.
I have to look at my schedule because I don't remember.
You'd be surprised how far people can go with ice cream gimmicks, Freddy. You are muted.
I'm so sorry. No, I don't think I would.
The guy who was a very mysterious ice cream in Chikara is now half of the tag team champions in one of the biggest federations in the world. Former tag team champion, Cesaro, aka Claudio Castiglione, one of the former kings of wrestling. He was an indie star. And then finally got his shot in WWE. I'm the only one of two people for positive real stat. That's going to be really interesting.
Hey, so what do each of the stats kind of translate into?
Oh, cool. Look is your ability to convey your character through promos and actions that relate to it. It's a big kind of stat for people like The Rock and Goldust who can really convey something about them and electrify the crowd without using wrestling.
Yeah.
Power is pretty straightforward. It's the ability to lift heavy things and smash heavy things. Real is your ability to blur the line between real and fake in wrestling. So people who can bend the bars like Sub Pig, who use a lot of genre-breaking words and hardcore violence. So talking about the world beyond wrestling, hitting people for real, that's real. And as an actual athlete, you're really good at that.
Yeah.
Work is your ability to do the wrestling of wrestling. Everything from a really well-done wrist lock to a acai moonsault is under work. My character can't wrestle, and she knows she can't. If she gets in the ring, she's just going to be trying to get across the fact she's from New Jersey in the 1950s.
Okay.
She'd probably be better off power slamming someone than trying to do a complicated go behind. Doesn't mean she's not a former tag team champion. It just took her a lot more effort than most people would.
How old is Tawni?
I think she's 22 or something.
Okay.
Just out of community college. So did some wrestling on weekends, and now after like 2 years, she's like, I'm really good at this. I don't know what that says about me. And you're going to have starting momentum, as it says on page 2 of your character sheet. Oh, I start one audience. Okay.
This is some second child stuff. You find him sucking on the cap for a marker, and you don't worry, oh, you might choke on that. You worry, wait, that's the cap to the marker. Oh, no. What happened with the marker?
Marker of intelligence.
Say hi.
I want them.
And you get to add 1 to any stat and subtract 1 from a stat, Kuya. I don't know if you did that yet.
Yes, I did.
Cool. As a politician with -2 look, you might be running to some problems on this stuff.
He's not. I swear. I think he just hasn't quite. He's never quite achieved what he's looking for.
Yeah. Mr. Silver Medal, except not Mr. Nearly qualifying to play for.
So he's big.
I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt here. So while Rich is coming back, let me talk real briefly. Some of you have played Worldwide Wrestling before. I know that Adam's been giving kind of a rundown. I want to talk about the currencies here that we have on the table. Everyone starts with an audience. Audience is important. You want to get your audience up, because if you end at audience 0, that's the episode you get fired. If you hit audience 4, if you're the person to do that, then you get an advance. And that's awesome. And, you'll stay at that 4. Other people can bump that up. There's only one person at the top usually. Sometimes it'll happen simultaneously, but generally it goes 0 to 4. You want to be higher on that. How do you get more audience? There are a number of moves that can generate more audience. But most importantly is you want to be in a wrestling match with somebody that you have heat 4 with. Get heat 4 and you wrestle with somebody, your audience goes up. At the end of that match, it's going to go up by 1. Okay, so, and heat can go up during the match, so you want to get that pushed up there. You want to get those relationships up. You want to get them pushed up there. So those are sort of the 2 variable stats you can be worried about. But to do that, you're going to have momentum. Momentum you're going to start with based on your audience. That's on the sheet, as Adam mentioned, on the second page of your playbooks. That's how much you begin with. You're going to get momentum by cutting promos, by working the audience. Once per show, you can use cheap heat. You can call out the local crowd to get that heat up there, to get that momentum up there. The way momentum works is after you make a roll, you can opt to spend any or all of your momentum to push that roll up. And of course, the break points are 6 or below, 7 to 9, 10 plus, just like standard PPTA. There are 2 other important uses for momentum. If you are in a match and the other person has control, you can spend a point of momentum to take control of the match. And then we switch to you. So that's a way that can be kind of a contest to who has more at that point. Everybody has roll moves, whether you're a face or a heel. Those moves cost 2 momentum, and they are described on the basic moves tab. Essentially, they have a fictional trigger, and then you can spend that momentum to do that. So that's the basics of what we're going to be doing here today. And so we're going to kind of set things up. Rich, what town are we in? What city is this episode of Gauntlet League Wrestling taking place in?
Do we want like a mid-sized kind of city to have an arena football team?
You tell me.
And I think that we're in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay.
Woo! Woo! Okay. That's the kind of reaction I wanted to hear.
Awesome. So Charlotte, North Carolina. Matt, what kind of venue is this that you're wrestling in? You're on the road. Bleakwood doesn't want to spend too much money, but he doesn't want to cut corners because, of course, the show goes on after the CW.
This is like a National Guard armory.
Okay. James, you're doing this wrestling in a National Guard armory. They've got the Gauntletron in. They've kind of set things up. The ceiling isn't that high, so they haven't been able to like bring anything into the rafters. That's why Spider Hero isn't on the roster today, because he'd have to come down and he'd have to be climbing around up there. The safety rigs, questionable. But what's one other detail about this guard armory that people will notice? Either the wrestlers here or the on-camera people. What's one detail?
There was a booking problem here, and the National Guard are all here for training this weekend. So the place is just overwhelmed with National Guardsmen who are also trying to do their jobs.
They're trying to do a salute to the troops thing. Bleakwood's very, trying to get the flags out and do that kind of angle, but it's kind of a hot mess right now. Adam, what are the backstage facilities like here?
They are surprisingly good. Someone probably has persuaded them to give us one of the additional trailers that they've been using to host all the people. And there's a lot of barbecue food if you guys are into that, because it's training weekend and, it's a tailgate central.
Awesome. So the people move out. There's probably a lot of smoke that they are putting down to the burning fires in the distance and stuff. Even though it is BBQ that is getting in everybody.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the first times when you guys have been on the road that you're actually getting fed well. I imagine that's a big issue here. Tyler, what is one sort of logistical problem that has occurred in getting all of this set up?
With the guardsmen here, we've had trouble getting the ring crew to get the ring all set up. So it's actually going to be a fairly loose mat. Which is good for sound, but not great for backs.
Awesome. And let me ask you this then, Stephen. What's one cool thing that we're going to see on camera tonight? A thing from this event that is maybe a cool showpiece or something on screen tonight?
The local high school high schools are having a marching band competition, and they're going to march through the arena during the matches.
All right, so we've got kind of a schedule to show off of that. Essentially,
it's sort of triple booked, actually.
Okay, that makes sense to me. Crazy North Carolina. All of that got that smell of that barbecue in the distance, and we're getting that set. The show will open with a video package. For some of you, it's a last week on, but for others, because you're kind of trying to showcase yourself, this is a chance to show off and maybe get more attention, maybe get a regular contract with Gauntlet League Wrestling. Then it's more of a kind of a highlight package. So you can decide what that is. In the pre-show package, what do we see of the analyst?
What we see of the analyst in the pre-show package is the dissolution of the LLC, as Dreamboat and Capitan X have received their severance packages.
Oh yeah, they're on it. They're furious.
And then there's of course a little bit of like an overhead look as the analyst is on a laptop with his mouth, and he's posting job openings, kind of typing in who he needs for the next members of the LLC.
Are you on Monster?
Yeah, he's hitting all the sites.
Okay.
Monster, LinkedIn, all that kind of stuff. You see on his LinkedIn profile, it's like a picture of him wrestling, and yeah.
Perfect. Sub Pig, what do we see from you? What's your package look like?
Sub Pig's package is going to be, instead of something like a pre-tape, he's just dragging a camera out with him to the parking lot where there's the tailgating and the barbecue. And he's just invading people's tailgates, acting like this insane animal, grabbing their food and just devouring it, spitting it out. If they, because it's a National Guard, patriotic. He's wiping his hands on the flags they have hanging out there.
Wolf Backhouse, that you can't see him, but he's running behind, trying to get this all settled down immediately afterwards. Perfect. Kuya, what is the package we see from you to kind of show this is Kuya?
Okay, so Kuya is in his training room, and it looks like he has a podium there that he's practicing standing up at. He's sort of getting in place. But what is that on the right there on the podium? Is that a ring? Maybe it is.
He's got a hot angle as the camera kind of comes in on that. There is going to be kind of I'm going to start with the Kraken, and then I'm going to go to the manager here. So I'm going to kind of flip the order a little bit, if that's okay. Kraken, what's our package from you? What do we see?
We've got footage from the Hurricane Maria. So we see the storm, the waves smashing across across Puerto Rico and across the islands, and You got the ominous music and the lightning and just a big splash across the screen. It rises.
And right now, people are calling in to complain about that to the switchboards, to that use of that. And what do we see from you, Tawni, after that video?
I'm just at the technician's booth, and I'm like, play the second tape, and it's just highlights from me and Hussman wrestling.
Okay, yeah, they're pulling the first.
Me turning him from a social media obsessed guy into my boyfriend Johnny with a leather jacket. And then I just like, not the thing with the Kraken, and it just ends 20 seconds too early and throws to the announcers.
There's a pause, and I think we've got one more package. And yeah, and Tutti, what do we see of you?
They're showing clips of my matches with Sub Pig and with Kraken where I got injured, and they're just showing the moment when I got slammed down and hurt from several different angles. And it's like, will this be the week that he gets his revenge?
Hear the audience, no! So they'll shout that out. They've got the sound enhanced, so every bump that you take sounds like bones cracking. So it is high end. So they've got the event booked. They've kind of got some tight stuff. There's probably some prelim stuff. There's still some Women's League Wrestling. Another rematch between Serious Business and Rattler Queen goes on to kind of start things out there. They've been switching things around. But sort of the big early card match that they're going to do is they want to put the Analyst against the Kraken. And that's going to be our starter match there. Wolfpack. Yeah, Wolfpack House. We cut to you.
The Analyst gets to make the overmove because he has 4 audience. So he gets to
Yep.
So he can be granted any match he wants.
That's right.
I had an idea, Rich, if you wanted, for something cool you could do.
Let's have him roll first.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll roll, but I am curious about Adam's idea. So I'm going to re-roll. Here we go. Dang it. Okay, did it actually re-roll? Because I hit the re-roll selected, but it gave me the exact same result. I'll just call it. We'll say is it.
That is it then.
Okay, so I roll plus look. That is not good. My look is a -1, so I have rolled a 4.
So do you think
boss grade it books you with your lowest heat opponent, or debuts and books you with a new NPW?
Or you can choose if the promotion gains a new trouble because of what is going on there.
Oh, you're right. International incident rules.
Take a new trouble because I don't want to go against a low heat opponent.
What do you think is a problem that's going to occur here because of this event today?
Ooh, that's a great question.
Do we have controversial? What are the current tags?
Would have to go. I know it's inmates running the asylum. And overbearing general manager are 2 of them.
Yeah, I can actually look real quick. Yeah, overbearing general manager and inmates running the asylum were 2, and we really don't want to make those go away because they're hilarious.
So what's a new trouble?
A new trouble. I'm looking at the example.
Someone making fun of Puerto Rico and someone wiping their hands on the flag. I feel controversial makes sense here. Guard Armory.
Yeah. Or something more specific.
I'm looking at the example troubles right now. Hostile silent partner?
That means someone else buys the federation and doesn't like the fact it's being run this way.
How do you feel about that one, Lowell? Can you work that into
that plays into some stuff that's going on in the main roster.
Very well, because that's why it kind of attracted me. So I'll go with that. Hostile silent partner.
Okay. That plays into a storyline with Anon back in the main events.
Indeed.
Okay. So they are going to put you in this match against Kraken. They're going to start you out. Wolf Backhouse is like, look, we gotta see if this guy has the chops. I know that Tawni's vouching for him, but we need you to go out there and make that match look good. Can you do that?
I can do that.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, if you want to do that from or a segment before?
Oh yeah, we're definitely going to do that right now. So hang on. Let's actually start with since the Kraken's the new person, the unknown quantity. I'm going to have him go second. So analyst, what's the bit we see from you? What's the setup to the match on your end?
I was just to say you're doing a job interview. That was my entire idea.
Okay, awesome. I will totally do that. Yeah, we're doing a job interview with. I'm going to pick one of the non-player wrestlers.
Okay.
This will be an ongoing thing. So I got to find a face. Oof, I'm not going to interview the Wallaby. He's insane. Definitely not interview. I don't know why the Anons count as a face because he's evil. Okay, let's see. Firefly. Firefly reappear.
She's like, I don't know if I want to come back.
37.
I finished that plot line with the Sovereign. I don't know if I should. I mean, and I don't think you can beat the Kraken.
Well, Firefly, I think we should take that offline. You're not thinking outside the box here. What we need to do is drill down to the possible potential synergy that could be gathered if you join the LLC. I tell you what, if you think about it, we'll touch base later. We'll dive deep into that. But let's table that whole I'm going to lose to the Cracker because that's not going to happen.
Cracker?
Okay. And does the camera still follow you? Do we see any more from that? Are you following up on any preparations, or are you just so casual in getting ready for this match?
He's kind of casual. He's more relaxed. In fact, this is Saturday. He's in a business casual for his setup. So yeah, it's good. It's no problems. He's calm.
We've got the reports on the Kraken. Did you want to see these before the match? Do you need to?
Oh, right. And he takes that. He goes, knee injury. Yeah, we're fine. I'll just break his knee again.
Oh, all right, Rich. Look is not your strong suit.
No.
But let's have you cut a promo.
Oh, am I really Yeah, I guess I got to cut a promo. Here we go. This is the weakness of the analyst. All right, here we go. Come on. Oh my God. So I've rolled a 3.
You actually will, as you're kind of coming out to do that promo, the camera's following you, and you run into, like, there's a sergeant and some of the National Guard people, and they are, what is going on with your guy? He wiped his mouth with the flag, and they kind of interrupt what you're doing there and kind of throw you off, and they're trying to cut away from everything there, Rich, and so you're going to lose your momentum.
Ooh.
It gets cut off quick. It's not good. Even as you're heading down to the ring, and coming in is probably an absolute mess. But we'll come to your entrance in a sec. Let's cut to the Kraken. And Tawni, of course, you have some manager moves there. But let's start with
something to manage here, certainly.
Yeah, Kraken.
We have the sound of thunder as Kraken is in front of the screen. Fires rage, storms blow, disaster strikes. From the abyss rises the greatest of all catastrophes. Unleash the Kraken!
So it sounds to me like you're just kind of working the audience. You're not actually cutting a promo on somebody, but you just kind of want to get the audience hyped.
Okay.
Let's have you roll audience, and then I'm going to check in with Tawni.
Remember, you get to roll plus audience. So cool.
Wow, I flipped my die. So that ended up being 5, 6, 7.
Oh, just edging it over there. Okay.
I think I'll take momentum.
Okay, so you will start with 1 momentum, which is more than the analyst has right now. And on top of the starting ones, Tawni, did you want to do anything on that I don't know if you have a move that you want to trigger on that.
Well, that only triggers when he uses cuts a promo. He gets to use my whenever he uses my whenever he cuts a promo in my presence, he gets to roll look at +2 because that's my level. But
Awesome.
Cool. Right now, since he's working the audience, it doesn't matter. I think we're both at 1 audience. He might even be at 2. I think an interviewer is going to catch me backstage.
Tawni, you haven't been here in a wrestling ring for a long time in wrestling years. What's your strategy here?
Kraken can take care of himself. I trust that once you're 7 foot tall, you might not have much left to learn. But I wanted to address something about a certain person turning over a new leaf and looking for new employees. I think the analyst broke his heart when he left me for an administrative assistant with more functional typing skills and a better ability to manage a calendar or whatever his excuse was. I think that he's made a really great life for himself, but I think an apology would be the best thing he could do for his stock price, if you catch my meaning. All
right. There's some old bad blood, old bad history there.
I didn't say that, but yeah.
To kind of nod. She's a little shorter than you are. Nods. That sounds like you're cutting a promo.
I'm definitely cutting a promo.
Okay, let's have you roll.
That is an 8.
Okay. So
that's a 10. Nice.
That's a 10. Okay. Why don't you go ahead and you get the momentum and the 7 to 9 list. What are you going to take?
I connect with the audience. I bet momentum. I'm going to add a stipulation to the relevant match.
Okay.
I'm going to say the winner of this match gets my managerial services.
Ooh, interesting.
That's not an official, unofficial. That's not a. That's a. I don't think that's a crowd-facing stipulation, but backstage, I told the booker that put me with whoever won. Of course.
That sounds good to me. All right. So, analyst, this place is crowded. It's noisy. Barbecue smoke is coming in. Jumbotron's at an angle. There's the echoes of the marching band out in the parking lot, warming up. The sound crew are trying to get to isolate that. What does your entrance look like?
So at this point, after the altercation and the flag, I think he's going to cut it a little bit short. Not going to drop all the house lights. Far too many military guys. We have some PTSD issues. I don't know if they're armed. So we bring up some laser lights, but they're not as visible, right? Because it's not dark. So it's mostly you just see green light, laser lights that probably doing something. And then we have another like house techno. It's Sasha is playing some nice smooth ambient techno and all by himself because the analyst has not rebuilt the LLC. He marches way down. He's stopping at this point. He's doing the kind of the glad handing the CEOs do, shaking some hands, kind of like that undercover boss type approach.
Okay.
He kind of takes his iPad and he'll reach over, he'll shake a few hands, then he'll show the knee, some paper clippings of the cracker before with his injuries and the like, and then he'll make his way up to the ring and pull off the shirt, get ready for the Kraken to
so you are up there, and then Kraken, he's up in the ring. What music hits?
It is the Clutches Release the Kraken, which if anybody wants to during a break, there it is. But it's a great song. But there's the lightning and we're getting the strobes hitting. The screen has like waves and storms across it as he comes stalking out. His hair not hair, but his body covered in like water. He's poured water bottles over him. So he's like, and there's the mist coming off of him. And as he walks down to the ring, he's going to see some of these people, that we've got the little flags out that Bleakwood's handed around. He's going to go up to the kids. He's going to grab one, and throw it into the crowd, screaming at these children to frighten them, pointing at the soldiers. You can't save Puerto Rico, and you can't save the analyst.
Oh, okay.
I'm standing so far back that I'm going to make the sound guy play my music and go down to commentary.
Okay.
And I'd like to grab a little cheap heat off of that.
Oh yeah. So are you mocking North Carolina too, Charlottesville?
Oh, from here, nothing but rednecks. I'm gonna show you all.
All right, give yourself the momentum. And Tawni heads down to commentary desk. Matt, are you there? Can you do the other commentary?
Billy Fashions joining you here from the heart of professional wrestling, Charlotte, North Carolina. And we are in Flair country.
Please don't mention larger federations around us.
All right.
It's nice to join you again. It's been too long. How's the family?
You know I would never divulge anything about them in front of these animals.
As you should, Bill.
All right. So, Kraken, you've come up into the ring. There's the electric energy as your song fades. The ref kind of steps back away nervously from you. Kraken, you have control of the match. You've got momentum. The analyst kind of got off on the wrong foot there. What do you want to do?
I'll do the step over the ring to get in, and probably we'll do a little catch as catch can to start us off. So I'll rush over towards the analyst. He'll duck out. I'll come in, take a swing. He'll do a quick sidestep. Each time as I miss, he's going to take a crack at the back of my leg with a kick. Bap, bap. We do a couple of these where I'm just getting madder and madder. And then he turns, as I'm furious, he goes one time too many. Bouncing off the ropes, he comes into me, tries to do a flying side block, and I just catch him. Push him up into a gorilla press, go over to one of the ropes, and do a kind of like I'm going to throw him out, but hold him back. To the other rope, pull him back. To the third, and then at the fourth, I'm going to roll to see if I manage to do something cool.
Okay.
Speed of strength.
So
I think so.
Okay, go ahead and roll feat of strength there.
Oops. There.
In a series of chain wrestling one would not expect to see from a man this size. Once again, GLW bringing you the best in professional wrestling. The Giant Gonzalez, this is not.
I got a 9. I'm going to spend one of those momentum to go ahead and push it to a 10. Okay.
So do you want to get momentum back, or do you want to get heat with the analyst?
I think I'm going to take some heat.
Okay. So the analyst, how do you land?
Was the aim to throw him out?
No, as I do that throw, like I'm going to throw him over the top, I pull him back and just do an up drop, step down, and he just drops the full 7.5, 8 feet down.
Yeah, it's 7.5, 8 feet. Yeah, he slams a hand into the mat when he hits. It's soft, right? So it's good and loud. The plywood underneath reverberates there. He rolls around a little bit in pain, just playing it up. And then as the Kraken lumbers over, thundering on the mat. You gave me control, right? Just making sure.
No, he still has control. I just wanted to get
it. All right, so yeah, as he rolls, he's trying to scoot back and make his way to the ropes. That's what the analyst is doing.
Okay. I'll do the stalk down towards him, and then with one hand grab a foot, pull him back off the ropes, and take a step on his back.
By the way,
walk over. Yeah.
I was going to say you almost triggered your 10+ move for an audience. I
know, I came close, but I had to use momentum. But I'll do the step on his back and step over in true Andre style, and then pick him up, and probably going to try and do an actual full upright suplex back over.
Ooh,
so
okay.
we should get a nice thunder off of that.
So you think it's more about the legit risk, or are you more about actually trying to execute a solid move here?
I'm going to try and execute a solid move, even though that is not what I'm good at.
Let's have you roll work then.
All righty.
Ooh, Kraken! That's what happens to the ground that he walks on. And it's more the pity for the analyst. And oh my God, up and over!
It ain't going to be pretty, though. I got 4. No, 3.
A 3. Analyst, tell me how you counter that.
Oh, the analyst he's been dropped around. He's already starting to show some fatigue. But when the suplex starts, he does that lace your leg and hook it around his ankle. And so when he starts to pull, he's just unable to pull him up and over. It's almost a feat of strength, except I'm not that high on power. So
That was a feat of strength. That was a feat of intelligence by the analyst. His positioning there is tremendous.
Awesome. Kraken, you give
Someone should tell him
momentum.
intelligence will never get you over with this crowd.
God.
They can hear you.
Kraken loses 1 momentum. Analyst gains 1 momentum. Analyst, you have the control of the match.
Oh, wonderful. That's what I needed. So that break, as the Kraken lets go, the analyst slips out of the embrace. They were locked in the middle of the ring, and he runs and dashes across the ropes, comes, and it looks like he's going to try another flying tackle there, but instead he dives down and just shoulder blocks him right in the knee, and sends the Kraken tumbling to the ground. It's tremendous, right? Because he's a huge guy. I'm assuming you play along with it, Kraken?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll certainly sell.
Nice.
So is this work, or is this something that you guys have rehearsed as a big spot for the show?
Up to you, Kraken. You think we've got this one? Like it's just a setup?
We can do that, yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
So roll heat with Kraken then.
Cool. I will roll heat with Kraken, which is not amazing. It is a 1. All right, so let's see if we can do that. Come on. That is the 3rd fail in a row. And
I'm going to put it over. Or should we put this over, Bill?
Yeah, let's do it.
By God, they knocked the Kraken off. No, and I lost it. And I lost it. And he knocked the Kraken right off his feet there. That's amazing.
So you hit a 7 and 9 on that. It's not great. It doesn't land as clean as you want. But the announcers are keeping it from looking like a botch.
This analyst is really a treat for the sophisticated fans of the sport. This might not look like much, but his technical acumen is showing him that the only way to defeat a big man like this is to start chopping that tree at its base.
I personally love being here in North Carolina. I say loud enough to be heard over my headset.
Take your cheap heat if you want it.
Yeah, I want it.
All right. So, Rich, on the 7 to 9 result, you can keep control, or you can give control back to the Kraken and put yourself in his hands and get a momentum.
I want to keep control, and what I'm doing is as he lays there, miming the pain to his leg, I'm going to move around, enjoying the powers of being a babyface here, and I'm going to actually try to work the audience. Works. Steve Reiser, come on. Who can beat the giant? I'm David. He's Goliath. Come on.
Cut off his head.
Oh, wait, I haven't seen a wrestler this boring, this popular since Dean Malenko.
I personally, that's actually my godfather, so I'm asking you kind of, don't make fun of Dean. He's sensitive.
Now you didn't botch work the audience before, did you, Rich? Or did you?
He was cutting a promo before both times.
Okay. Yeah, so you can work the audience then.
Okay, cool. I've rolled a 3 because I'm doomed. What?
Wow.
You're at +4. You
No, you're right. It's +4, so it's a 3 + 4 7. So yeah, really.
Let's just the edge, Rich. It's only because they watched your package and people have been talking about it on YouTube all week that you get it. Do you want to keep control or gain momentum?
I'm going to give momentum and pass control back to the Kraken.
Kraken, you finally have the opening.
Nice. I'm going to spend a momentum to take control of the match because I have a cool idea.
Oh, okay.
So as he makes fun of Dean Malenko, I'm going to storm up, put down my headset, and the Kraken, waiting he's distracting, is going to storm outside the ring. He's fishing under the ring for something. I'm advising him. Like, don't do it, Kraken, don't do it. And we're setting up for a spot where the analyst can just tope onto us, and I can throw, as much as I can move the Kraken, push him into the way of this.
Okay.
Just so I can show that I was trying to do some managing and it didn't work out for anybody.
Okay.
I think this is going to be heat with probably the analyst.
Okay.
Because I want to
sounds cool.
Make him look smart instead of us looking dumb.
Let's have you roll that heat.
All right, that is a 9.
9. So what do you want?
I think I am going to take the momentum and lose control. I'm perfectly fine with just going back to the booth or something, or just getting into an argument in the crowd or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, and people, the crowd is swirling. They are kind of unsure what's going on. It's kind of a mess here. So analyst control comes back to you. Where were you at when that happens?
That was insane. I was trying to watching what they're doing because they were. I think he's just going to take it to the Kraken at this point and start trying to wrestle again, but rein this back in. The analyst doesn't do the crazy antics as much as some of the other wrestlers, so he's going to try to draw the Kraken back in. I think he's going to start working, just doing some actual work here and wrestling, try to wear down the knee.
Okay. So let's have you roll work, get him up and working on the knee.
All right, here we go. Snake Eyes. That is wonderful.
I bet on the wrong horse here, didn't I?
If these were physical dice, they would be at the other end of the room because I would have chucked them.
You can chuck the computer.
I can.
So you will get to give one of your momentum to the Kraken. And as the Kraken counters, Kraken, how do you counter that? The analyst walks into this again. He's having an off night.
He hits that leg a couple of times, and I start doing the stumble across. And then as he comes in the third time, I do a big donkey kick with the other leg, just catching him right in the gut. He doubles over. And as I come in catching him, I'm going to put him into the ropes, come back across, and going to grab him and do a full pull around power slam that's going to just rock this stage, hopefully landing on my elbows and knees and not squishing the analyst.
Let's have you roll power.
All right. Come on, dice. Fudge. Well, that's a 6.
Audience, yeah. Well, that's a 6.
You want to spend momentum?
Oh, I got 1 momentum. Yeah, let's spend the 1 momentum. I can't afford to completely screw it.
So the question is, do you want to walk away from that with control or momentum?
Let's hang on to control.
Okay.
And so I'll come up out of, this not fantastic looking slam. And as I pick analyst up, I'm like, oh, are you okay? You're all right, right?
Not really. Just keep going.
Okay. I'll push him back into the turnbuckle to give him a few minutes and do a couple of nice headbutts into him. Let him stagger, move back around, leaving him in the turnbuckle to give a roar to the audience. He can't stop me. You can't stop me. Nothing can stop me.
And this is starting to look like a total mismatch. In any other sport, the referee would have called this a no contest. But once again, GLW is the only venue for you to breathe.
Stay tuned after this for brand new episodes of Arrow.
So coming, he's over there. Go ahead. Sorry.
Here's the thing: you pushed the analyst back. He's had a bad run. Kraken, you're actually booked to win.
It seems appropriate.
It has fallen into that. So describe to me what your finisher looks like, what it's called, and let's have you go for your finishing move.
All right. I've got him in the turnbuckle, so I'm going to charge in and do one of the body splashes on him in the turnbuckle. And then to the attempt for I'm wanting to be a more wrestler type wrestler, I'm going up to that second rope with him still in the turnbuckle, spread across him, and do a drop down headbutt to the top of him. And then as I come back up, do a lift into a toss over, and then I follow up with the pin.
Let's see how that lands.
Yes, with no momentum.
Oh, I guess I only get a meal ticket if I interfere on my client's behalf.
Well, at least it got off. Straight roll. So with my finisher, I've got an 8. And let's see, I make it work. Choose one. I have to trap them. I gain 1 heat with them. They showcase your strength. You both gain 1 momentum. I think I'm going to gain that heat with them.
Okay.
As I manage this fight.
Nice.
Okay.
I'm going to drag Analyst's foot to the rope.
Okay. Are you
I don't know if this is anything but using the heel move or just interrupting. I don't know exactly what I'm doing mechanically here.
Is your intent to change the outcome or just make it a dusty finish?
My outcome is to change the outcome of the match, I guess.
Okay. So yeah, you can spend the momentum, and essentially they'll do that thing where the refs come in and you're arguing with them about that. Does that seem fair? Pardon?
Analyst, what's your finisher?
Finisher for the analyst is I can gain audience. It kind of works the same way. You asking what move it is? It's usually a submission move as he wears down a.
Nice. So I drag your foot to the rope. The ref stops his hand at 2. He looks at me, and then I have to make the meal ticket move if I'm setting it up so you can go for submission, which could go really poorly for me because it's a flat roll.
Let's see you roll it.
Winning you the match. That is a 7. Let's see what happens on a beautiful 7. I almost knocked my mouse over. On the 7 and 9, the ref notices your attempt. Choose. Your client uses a distraction to get the win. They gain 2 momentum. Or you interfere, but your opponent still wins. You gain heat with your client. I'm going to say your client uses a distraction to get the win, and they get the 2 much-needed momentum.
So the client being here.
The client being the analyst.
Okay. So analyst, what happens here?
Yeah, so the Puerto Rico thing.
Oh, I got you.
I have to realize that if I want to work for this company, I shouldn't be associated with a guy who's like.
Kraken, you're kind of stunned there as that happens. Analyst, tell me how you take advantage of that.
So he was lifting me up second turnbuckle and was going to do this big move, and then all of a sudden the Tawni jumps in, grabs foot. There's a lot of confusion, and I think that what the analyst does is he bounces off of a rope, comes down, dives down, and does a leg trap on the Kraken, and he topples forward into the center of the match. Are we going for a finishing, or do we pick right back in?
No, I think you don't roll the finisher. I believe. I think you just take the win and you get the 2 momentum from that.
Awesome. Yeah, go ahead.
does that mean that my finisher did not go off, or did I still get it off and then
You still got it off, but I
Yeah.
stopped the attempt.
Yeah, we still resolve that. First in, last out, all that. Like we're playing L5R. So we do all the calculations on that, and the crowd is. It's one of those things where this happens so fast, and the camera work is not great. So the crowd is like, "What just happened?" And then the marching band comes in. Okay, and starts rolling through, and back in the booth,
we'll $30 to try and do a version of the analyst theme.
Yeah, it's bad, but they will clear the ring and get things set, and they will get things quick set up, and Wolf Backhouse comes running back to the locker room, and he'll scream at Kuya, Tutti, you guys, I need you to get this. I need you to make it hot. I swear to God, I need you guys to make this good, okay? Because that crowd out there is getting mad, all right? And I really, really need you guys to pull this off. Can you do that for me, you two?
You don't have a
reliable.
You don't have a real opponent to fight?
Tutti, can you make him look good? He leans in. I know he's kind of an asshole, but I need you to make him look good.
He's got to. I mean, I don't want to get another injury out of this.
He's good. He's solid. He can do the athleticism. You know, he's not a monster. He's not Sub Pig.
Yeah,
not Kraken. Okay,
and as he says, it does one other energy. The camera cuts over to him, and he's practicing his finishing move, which is the Pinoy punch, and it's a Manny Pacquiao knockout punch. Is his signature move that he's practicing.
Because and here's the thing, I need you guys to start in the match, and I'm going to be throwing Sub Pig in after a minute because I need the excitement of that. Okay, so and he walks away before you guys can object. Sub Pig, where are you when Wolf Backhouse comes?
Sub Pig will say it's like an in-character promo. As always, he's found the machine room or whatever, and it's poorly lit, and he's stomping around back there, and as you approach, you hear the sounds coming from the room.
Backhouse is like, Sub Pig, are you got yourself pulled together? Is that barbecue sauce?
Is that some kind of pulled pork joke?
No, just you got it on. I hope that's barbecue sauce and not blood. That's all I'm gonna say.
Why choose?
I'm setting up a match now. Kuya's in there, and Tutti. We're gonna get them in there. I want them to kind of set up the scrum, and then I want you to come in. Is that good?
Oh, so you during this fine celebration of everything that's good and wholesome and American, you want me to break the rules?
Yes.
Well, I'll do it, because you know what? Mom, God, country, apple pie. They've never done anything for me except for apple pie. And all that's done is made me this.
So does that cheap heat or work in the audience?
Oh, that's cheap heat.
Okay. So let's cut to the promos. What's the setup for Tutti? You're about to, is it an interview backstage or is it a video package? What do we see from you before you go into the ring?
I think it's an interview with one of the reporters, one of the announcers.
Yeah. Victoria Onyx is back there. She's like, Tutti, you've had some bad hits these last few weeks. Can you tell us what your strategy is going into this match today?
Well, I'm not going to worry about my injuries. What was it, Veronica?
Yes, Victoria, but the same difference.
Victoria, yes, sorry. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about my injuries. I've been working with a very good sports therapist, and I am ready to wrestle. Kuya, he is an awesome opponent, but I've got the years, I've got the experience. I know how to handle him.
Some people have said that those years of experience are not working in your favor these days. What do you say to those people?
Well, Victoria, I say just wait and see. I've got the skills, and he's young and he's strong, but he hasn't been around the ring as much as I have, and experience is going to tell in this matchup.
Perfect. I think you're cutting a promo.
Okay.
So you're going to roll with look.
Okay. Okay, so that's a 3.
So the audience is not listening at all. They are kind of angry. The Sub Pig promo is still on their minds, even though they know there's kind of a setup. And you will see Wolf Backhouse kind of looks at you after that, and he looks really disappointed. Like, he has that look on his face like, I gave you a chance. I don't know what to say. And he kind of turns his back and walks away, and you can tell that he is not pleased with you. So we will cut from that to Kuya's promo.
So, all right, so Kuya's in the back, and that is an engagement ring that he had out on the podium earlier, and he's handing it to someone. All right, you just need to get Tawni out into the ring after I win this match. I want everything to be perfect. This will be the moment. And so he's handing that ring over, and he cuts over, and there's a little band. He's got this small band of one of these marching bands. They're going to come into play once the moment gets. There's some champagne on ice, and he's like, all right, everything just needs to be perfect after I win this match.
The kids look both excited and maybe a little scared now because there's a really weird vibe in the whole arena. But it sounds to me like you're actually working the audience here.
All right.
So let's have you go ahead and roll look.
Okay, did that roll? Was it just came out the same thing?
It sometimes it does that.
Okay. I got a 4.
4. So much like our Tooties thing, Wolf Backhouse has walked from that over to watch this thing, and you haven't cleared this whole wedding angle with anybody.
Oh no, this is real life bleeding over.
And he's like, what do you? No, just. Oh, and he just kind of grabs his hair. You can see, even over the last few weeks as you've been traveling, he's got those kind of white Doctor Strange sideburns, and they've gotten more and more gray, silver, and you can almost see them turn throughout this. And yeah, again, the audience, they're not paying any attention to that. They're arguing. There's the noise of the band. Nothing carries over. Hopefully, when your music hits for your entrance, Kuya, what is your music package? How do you enter?
All right, he comes in. It's a Filipino national anthem, Mayong Gabi, and it comes in, and then we see the Filipino flag go up, but it goes up upside down because you guys might not know this, but when the Filipino goes upside down with the red on top, it means the country is at war.
Ooh,
and that is his intro.
Okay, so you'll come down, get up to the ring, Tootie. What does your entrance look like?
Okay, this very familiar ice cream jingle music starts playing. Like there's an ice cream truck entering the arena, and I am running. I'm running down to the audience. I've got a tray full of ice cream cones, and I'm handing them out to members of the audience as I go into the ring. It's all Tutti Frutti ice cream.
Oh yeah. People are liking it because it's kind of warm in here now.
Right. Right, and it was really hard to find Tutti Frutti ice cream here in Charlotte. It's just like it's not a popular flavor here for some reason. So, but I managed to get some.
And Rich, Tyler, would you guys mind doing the announcing table?
Sure thing.
Okay.
Happy to help out however I can.
Okay. Matt, are you there?
I am.
So we see Kuya get into the ring. We see Tutti get into the ring. The ref is just about to ring the bell to start the match. Tell me about Sub Pig, how Sub Pig tears his way into this match.
Like usual, there's no entrance music. There's no video package. He just comes through the crowd, and he's trying to be like the Sheik. Like he wants people, even though they know it's fake. They're scared of him because he's not shy. He'll push you and he'll shove you and he'll make a kid cry as he's coming through the audience. And he's just doing that terrible squeal and just a jump over the guardrail. And now he's just kind of stalking the outside of the ring menacingly.
All right. And you'll hear Wolf Backhouse say, looks like the Sub Pig's gotten loose. I hope you two can take care of him. And Sub Pig, I'm going to start with you in control of the match here.
All right. So if they're both in, the first thing he'd do is just kind of run in and double clothesline. Boom. Start the match off big.
Okay. Just kind of running up and sounds like that requires. Are you doing with sort of putting them at risk with your physical strength, or is this good trying to do?
Oh, I'm definitely putting them at risk with my physical strength, which I believe. Let me see. That's
roll power.
So that will be 2d6. All right. So that is 7.
Okay. So you can keep control, or you can give control over one of them and take a momentum.
All right. Now, so then I'm going to keep control, but with that double clothesline, they've both been knocked down.
Okay. So Kuya and Tutti, you get Sub Pig comes in, knocks you down. Again, with the wrestling procedure, how this works, he's going to keep control until he essentially gives it up or fails, or one of you spends momentum to interrupt. Okay?
All right.
Looks like we've got a real slobber knocker here. I'll tell you, I have a feeling with all this barbecue around that Sub Pig thinks some family has already gone on the fire.
Well, regardless of his opinion, he really shouldn't be violating so many OSHA regulations with the violence he's about to perpetrate on his opponent.
Sub Pig, you've knocked him down. What's next?
Now he just pounces on Jeepers, I'm gonna mess up the pronunciation. How do we pronounce the Filipino guy's name again?
Kuya.
Kuya. He's gonna pounce on Kuya, and he's now yelling like he wants the microphones to pick this up. I told you you're too small. I told you you're too small. As he's just throttling him by the throat, and he begins gnawing on his forehead. Which I want that hardcore violence because I'm trying to make him bleed hard way now.
Okay.
Oh, God.
All right. Let's have you roll real.
All right. Oh, that's not good. So that would be a 4. Yeah, so there's nothing I can do about that one.
Okay. So
that's a failure.
You give one momentum to Kuya.
And
you
pick one.
Yeah, you get to choose. Are you going to lose an audience or take an injury, Sub Pig?
Oh, I'm going to take an injury.
What happens here that Kuya manages to injure you?
As I'm going down, I'm coming up and down, biting his face, and I'm really biting because I'm a sick animal. I'm trying to make him bleed. And as I'm coming up and bring my head back down, he rears back with a headbutt, hits me in the face, and some teeth are visibly fly up into the audience.
Wow. I can you believe that? I knew that his name sounded like pull the teeth, but I didn't know he actually did that thing.
You know, a pig could strip a man to the bone in less than 10 minutes, but I think this is going to slow Sub Pig down.
All right, and Kuya, spend the momentum now to take control.
No, actually,
one second there, because I took an injury.
Yep.
So I get the role. Are you not entertained?
Okay. And then Kuya will have control.
So that's a good one. That is an 11 plus the 12. So
Gain that audience again.
yeah, I think so. So where is the rules? Are you not entertained? On a 10 plus, pick 2. Gain 1 audience definitely. And gain 2 momentum.
Makes sense. Kuya, the audience, when he comes up and the blood's going, they were a little like, woo, but now they're like, hey, all right. But you have control now, Kuya. Tutti's in the ring. Sub Pig's in the ring. What do you want to do?
All right, so he's gonna, when he headbutts him, the Sub Pig goes, he falls back over, and Kuya gets back up to his feet. You see Tutti's getting back up to his feet in the background there. And he gets up to his feet, and then he turns to face Sub Pig, and he just starts jabbing him in the face. 1, 2, he's just throwing these right crosses at him, and he is just going to try to punch him over, and then he's going to line up for a hit, and he's really going to hit him as hard as he can. And he's just going to try to punch him over the top rope.
So is this a good display of strength, or are you actually trying to work stiff?
I don't know what stiff is.
So you're trying to really do serious harm to Sub Pig.
No, let's go with the straight. It's just power. He's just trying to beat him back and trying to knock him out of the ring.
Roll power.
I am surprised at the amount of violence that is being perpetrated here by our offshore vendor, as it were. If anything gets worse, we may see the Sub Pig wants to sue him.
Oh, I love it.
And as he's hitting the pig, I rolled a 3, so I assume something. I don't get him over that top rope.
The Sub Pig counters you. You give him one of your momentum, and
on a feat of strength botch, you injure yourself.
We were doing the power roll from wrestling.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you give him a momentum, and the Sub Pig gets control of the match. Tutti, you're watching them; they're beating the crap out of each other. Okay, and the Sub Pig has control again.
He says, "This is really good. This is really, really good. This is the kind of stuff that gets in the highlight reels."
And whip to the corner and just like a body avalanche. And again, the size discrepancy between these two guys is significant. And he's laying it all in with that avalanche.
So again, are we rolling power for that?
I'd say that's probably just I mean, I think it's functionally equivalent, but I'd say it's work. This is just regular.
Okay, good, solid. All right, let's have you roll work.
Wow. Wait. I can't tell what that roll is because of the way the dice are falling. Can anyone see that?
What was the first ones or the last ones on that row?
I think. Because I had an 11 on my last roll, so it looks like they got added to either end of that row of dice.
Yeah, so I think that's a 7.
I think it's a 7.
I'm going to remove some of those dice too while you're.
Yeah, I'm terrible with this dice roller hygiene and all other forms as well.
You are Sub Pig.
So then I am going to on that. 7.
Give control to one of them, or and take a momentum, or keep momentum, or keep control rather.
I'm going to keep control. And now we're going back into the ropes. and I am going to try to, as he's hitting the ropes with his back, do like a kind of tope into him, sending us both flying over the rope with reckless disregard for my own health and well-being.
Is that hardcore? Well, you're not using a weapon, but
no, but that is insane, which lets me use real.
Okay. So go ahead and roll real with your wrestling move.
All right. All right. 8, 9. And it's let's put a momentum on that.
Okay.
That's a 10.
Do you want 2 momentum back, or do you want another heat with Kuya?
I'll take 2 momentum.
Okay. You're pushing it up. You still have control, Kuya, and you are out of the ring. Right now, Tutti, you're up in the ring, and the ref is starting to do the count, the 10 count to count them out because they're out of the ring, and you're up there, and they're 7, 8. What happens next, Matt? You're still in control.
It's gonna. I don't see the sub pig as the kind of guy that breaks the count. No, instead the sub pig's the kind of guy that grabs a chair from ringside and starts swinging it at this guy now. Yeah, all the while yelling, "I told you, you're too small."
Oh, and Kuya's still on the ground, like he's rolling on the ground here. While sub pig stomps around him.
But this isn't WWE. These chair shots are to the head.
Oh.
Are you working stiff?
We're doing hardcore violence.
Okay. Roll real. You guys out there in the backstage and stuff, this is getting nasty out there.
That is an 8. So hardcore violence.
Injury, momentum, or heat?
Now, I have a quick mechanical question here. Does Sub Pig have his audience from the previous games?
Yeah.
All right, so I've already hit 4 in this match then. So
dang it.
I will
that takes it down to 3.
I will take 2 momentum.
Okay.
Katie, bar the door. It is getting to be a crazy thing out here. But it looks like Tutti may end up being the beneficiary of what's happening outside the ring.
Let me ask you this. Where's everybody momentum-wise? Kuya.
Do we just start with 1 momentum?
I think, yeah, with your audience you're starting on, you would have started with 1.
So I just have 1 at this point.
Okay. They're kind of splattered out. Backhouse is looking. Here's the thing is right now Sub Pig is booked to win this. But right now it's a little ugly. So what do you guys want to do here?
Okay, well, I guess I need to lose, so I'm going to get out of the ring.
Okay. Want to go over there and kind of interrupt to kind of pull the momentum up?
Right.
Okay. So you spend 1 to interrupt, and tell me what you do to kind of get the match to look good from your angle.
I mean, I'm climbing. The count is getting up to 9, but I'm climbing up the ropes. I jump out of the ring and onto Sub Pig's back, and I am just clinging to him and hitting him. I'm giving Kuya a chance to get back up. Get back in the match.
Perfect. I think that's you demonstrating your jobberdom. So you can either roll work or look, I would say, on this.
Okay, well, let's roll work.
Okay.
Oh, that's...
I don't think Tutti's making the smart decision here, Analyst. I know you wouldn't have done that.
Tutti's getting creamed. Ice cream.
Oh,
God.
Okay, there we go. So a 6 + 1 is a 7.
Okay, so you get a choice. You can keep control, or you can give either Kuya or Sub Pig control and get a momentum.
Okay, I'll give Kuya control and get a momentum.
Okay, so right now, Sub Pig, this other guys on your back. You kind of don't know what's going on. Your mask is probably a little bit askew there. Kuya, you have the opportunity. You can get up. What happens next?
All right, Kuya gets up here. Sub Pig is being distracted, and he just wants to hit him down. So he reaches over, and there's someone there in the marching band, and he just grabs a trombone, and he's going to turn around and just smack Sub Pig with this trombone he just ripped out of this kid's hand.
Ooh, so are you? That sounds like hardcore violence.
Trombones in the big parade.
Yes. Roll with real.
All right. Three.
So you give your one momentum to Sub Pig.
I am too small for this, apparently.
Do you lose an audience or do you take an injury?
I'll take an injury. Sub Pig, do you want to do that?
Yeah. So I've got Tutti Freddy on my back, right? And you were coming at me trying to injure me. But again, I keep telling you you're too small. And I wrap my arms around you, and we're outside the ring, right?
Yeah.
I suplex you through the announcer's table, which also brings Tutti on my back through it.
Holy cow!
All right. So I think this is going to be you rolling your finisher and Tutti rolling his jobber finisher.
All right.
So let's have you roll first, Sub Pig.
All right. I didn't see anything roll there. Did anybody? Oh no, I'm an idiot. That's why. All right, a 9, and I am going to put a momentum on that to make it a 10.
Okay, and what does that give you for that finisher? What's the result?
That then gives me. Let me look at my. Damn it. I apologize. That reboot got rid of all my preparation.
Oh.
Let me look at the character sheet. So on the finishing move, on a 10+, you hit your finisher clean or bloody. Choose whether you or your opponent gains +1 audience. Because it does mean nothing, and I was really enjoying how violent we were getting. I am going to give my Filipino friend 1 audience from that finisher. As this is, again, something for the highlight reels. This is big spot of this 2-person suplex through the table on the outside.
I think both Tutti and Kuya will get an audience from that. And Tutti, as your jobber selling this result, you get to roll your finisher now.
Okay. I got a 5. Let's see. I got a 5, which is not good.
Okay.
Wait. Yeah. We like this sort of events. Tyler, you want to cue this one up?
Holy crap-a-moly there, boys and girls. Did you just see that? 2 going through. Oh, my God. Sub Pig is like some sort of monster, some sort of train wreck here on the table.
Absolutely. I think it's time for Tutti Freddy to create just a little bit more roasted pig.
He's certainly got a rocky road.
So Tutti, that will push you up to the 7 to 9 result on your finisher. So what does that look like?
I either gain 1 momentum or 1 heat with them. So I guess I'll take 1 heat with them.
Okay. Get another heat with Sub Pig. And they are clearing the arena here. They're pulling things out. We're going to book for the next match, but Sub Pig, I assume they kind of have to drag you out.
They have to drag me out. They have to pull me off of these fools. So it's like, see, I say, like, the the like referees that didn't work this match and like the security and stuff are all kind of grabbing him, pulling him off, and he's making sure he's mugging for the camera, showing just that bloody, toothless mouth. And that's what we'd go out on.
Okay. And what is the thing we see from Kuya? Kuya, you didn't win that match.
No, and Kuya was hurt here, so they actually some of these guardsmen run in and they have to take him out on a stretcher.
Okay.
He is just not getting up after this beating that he got there. And then you just cut to these preparations that he's made, and it's just no one's there. There's just like this empty scene of this, you can just feel this hollowness as he made all these plans, and now he is hurt.
Tawni, do we see anything from you?
I'm backstage during this time trying to fix this shit as much as I can. And I actually have a move that lets me fix this shit, which is amazing.
Okay.
If it's not too much, Tawni, maybe you walk into his preparations and he's...
Oh, I'll definitely come and visit you when you're on the stretcher backstage. That's part of it. Sure.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to deprive of that. But the thing I'm doing during the show is trying to get the high schools out of here. And because it's in the interest of my manager, I get to use Loyal on it. But I'm going to convince them that they've decided that everyone in the band gets seconds on the barbecue and then locking them out of the building.
Perfect. And is there a roll with that move?
That's Loyal. I get to use plus look.
Okay, go ahead and roll that.
And it went off the table twice. But that's a 7 plus 2 plus maybe plus 1. I can use a momentum if I want that plus 1. Wonderful. Overturn a decision made. I'm gonna add a stipulation to your client's upcoming match, which is the band is it's a lockout match.
Okay.
And I'm gonna gain heat with my client.
Okay. So add another heat. They're going to start grabbing everybody up. Kuya, they pull you off that stretcher.
What happened, Kuya? I was trying to deal with shit.
Well, it's I think and he's just sort of delirious here. He's not seeming to pull it together. I had something for you, and he goes to reach for where the thing was.
I put my hand on your hand. It's like, I don't think this is the right time. You should. This is the kind of thing where you get down on one knee, isn't it? It's not using her character voice. She's just Lorraine and sighing very heavily.
Yeah. And I think we just cut before we see what he does.
Perfect.
I thought that was off camera.
Oh, that was off camera? Oh.
We can say that's off camera. They are getting everything cleared. They're fixing the tables. They are going to do a King of the Hill match.
Nice.
To wrap this show up. They are going to put everybody in the ring. Is Sub Pig in any shape to fight in this match, or is Sub Pig on commentary?
Oh no, Sub Pig's always ready to fight. In fact, he's just more fired up right now.
And he would then, to illustrate that point, if he's been asked that on camera, he would take a strand of barbed wire, because he has one of those, and act like he's flossing with it where the big gap of the missing teeth is.
Andrew. I'm going to I get a shot at Andrew after the Kuya thing.
Okay. So they're getting things set up. They're essentially taking a pause. There's probably some minor stuff going on. Right now, there's probably a promo being cut by Capitan X and Dreamboat Alex. They're cutting on the analyst. There's that kind of package going on. They're clearing things away. They're getting ready. They're getting the ring set up. They're getting everything set. And so all of you are going to have a chance to. We're going to do a package or a promo backstage, kind of set things up. Did you want to start that off, Tawni, or should I move?
I'm going to find Andrew after the wedding ring thing and just make sure that he doesn't leave it here, because I don't want the thing where he's like, hey, can you give me a ride back to the arena? Why? I don't know. I left something there. Can you get another one? No. It's my grandma's. Anyway, I just text 3 words to Andrew, and it's corporate ladder match.
That's great.
We're controlling stake of the company or something.
So, analyst, you've had a chance on the mic. They're about to go into this King of the Hill match. You won kind of a little bit of controversial finish there in that first match. So, what's the backstage we see from you before this big event?
Yeah, the backstage for the analyst, he has snuck off into an office. They somehow Jimmy open a door.
An office or something.
Yeah, yes, and he's got his laptop, his iPad up on a little stand, and he's working through all the rest. So many people want to be part of the LLC. Yeah, I'm really impressed with the response here in Charlotte, such a wonderful city filled with some of America's finest. It's a fine, upstanding city. Wow. And I'm proud to add to the LLC as we continue to improve Gauntlet League Wrestling. I'm just gonna.
You just want your cheap heat there, right?
Oh, yeah, I don't want
to risk that. I think I've turned face because I made my skirt longer, basically, and I'm wearing pumps instead of heels. I was going to redo my makeup, but I didn't expect there to be a marching band here today, so I look basically like a mean person who's just, moderately dressed with a mini leather jacket.
Perfect. You want to cut anything before I go to another player?
No, yeah, I'm going to come in with one of your trademark folders. And I said, analyst.
Miss Townsend?
There's, the King of the Hill match has been proposed, and I think that's... I think that has its place, but regality is not a very business-like proposal. I think it's time to reveal to these great people the true sign of leadership, servant leadership, even. The corporate ladder match. 61% of Gauntlet Wrestling up on a ladder above the ring. Well, they climb the ladder to go above the ring, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Almost to the roof of this place.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be high up there. And dangerous, but you can cut a promo, analyst, and you get to use my look, which is +2. So hope that 4-point swing is good for you, because if not, nothing's going to help you.
Let's have you roll, Rich.
Oh, yeah, we'll definitely
do out.
So I get to use your look for cut a promo. Holy crap, look at all these purple dice. I just walk away for 3 minutes, and all of a sudden it's
clear any dice you want.
I'm one of 2 people with positive looks. That's amazing.
I rolled a 5. With your +2, I get a 7.
Okay. So do you want to make this that corporate ladder match then?
Yeah, I do. That sounds amazing. I'm going to add a stipulation to a relevant match of a corporate ladder match. The winner gets a stake in the company.
Okay. So that is now set up for the winner get the stake in the company. So let's cut to we'll see some of the other people. We know that Capitan X and we know that Dreamboat Alex are going to be in the match. Probably going to have a Skunk Ape and Gargoyle Lord and Hombre de Oro are going to be the others in there. So we got kind of 10 people in the ring at the start. Kraken, what's our package from you?
Analyst, you stole my manager. You stole my win. But I'm going to steal your future. Gauntlet is going to be the Krakens.
Awesome. Let's have you roll cut a promo.
All right. Rolled a 10. That's look, isn't it? So an 11. And since I hit my 10, one of the biggest athletes in the world today puts me up an audience. And by the way, I hit 4 heat with the analyst our last match, so that gave me an audience too, didn't it?
Yeah.
So that takes me to 4.
Woohoo! You mark in advance, and you're the most over person in the promotion. That knocks Sub Pig back down to 3.
Yeah. So, and is that a substitute for cut a promo, or is it? Do you get the cut a promo as well?
I get the cut a promo as well. That's just what happens when I hit a 10+ without momentum.
Yep.
Well, quick question there.
Yeah.
Are the restrictions from Sub Pig's campaign about taking +1 to attributes still in effect here?
Yes.
Okay, so I will then. I'll create an ability that gives me +1 real.
Yeah, you just choose from another playbook. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
We'll do
there's
that.
legit from. I think there's one in the Foreigner playbook. There's one in the Athletes. There's one in the Gatekeeper. A lot of good +1 ones.
Okay. So Kraken, do you want momentum or heat?
I think I'm gonna take momentum. I need that. I'm out.
All right. So let's cut to Kuya. They're pulling you off the stretcher. What do we see from you backstage?
Oh, we know that wasn't a regulation win. You know, everyone just got counted out. You know, he's sort of giving a little speech here to justify it. But you know, I went out there. I did what I could. The great people in North Carolina are here, and we're gonna do what we can to make sure that they have a good show.
You want to take your one-time sheep heat?
Yep.
Okay. Smart. Means you don't have to roll. Sub Pig. What do we see from you? He may be away from the mic.
Here. Here. Mr. Backhouse. Hello. I'd like to introduce myself.
And as the camera pulls back, you see the Sub Pig is wearing like a suit and tie now, but with the mask and with blood just flowing out of his face from the match he just had. He's got like a stack of papers. Here's my resume. Oh, and forgive that as the blood's dripping on the paper.
That's my certification in bleeding to death for you. I'm gonna climb that corporate ladder tonight if you accept my application, Mr. Backhouse.
Tawni just stares at you and says flatly, "Do you have any references?"
He's hitting himself in the face and blood is squirting from under the mask as he's doing that.
Let's have you roll look there, Matt, for your work audience.
All right, so that is a 5, but I am going to put 2 momentum on that, make it a 7.
So now you can choose. The audience will pop. Do you want a momentum back, or do you want to start as King of the Hill?
I'm going to start as the King of the Hill.
Okay. Tutti, you're the last person we see cutting their promo before everybody's going to be in the ring. They're getting the ladder set up. Essentially, it's going to be a match. It's King of the Hill rules. On that ladder, there are some NPW wrestlers in the ring. People are going to get thrown out. All of the rules for this are under the special matches tab. Tutti, what do we see from you?
Well, I'm in the locker room. I'm on a bench, lying face down. There's an ice pack on my back, and so I'm calling out Sub Pig. But the good people of North Carolina like a fair fight. They don't like this chaotic, anarchic, disruptive, horrible Sub Pig, this brute who breaks all the rules. I'm going to show the great people of Charlotte that an honest fighter can still win at this game, no matter how much he cheats, no matter how many rules he breaks, no matter how many people he throws out of the ring. We are going to keep this fair. We're going to keep it honest, and then he is going to lose.
Ooh.
Because cheaters never prosper.
So it sounds like you are cutting a promo on Sub Pig, or do you want to take that cheap heat? No, I think you already did the cheap heat, didn't you?
Actually, I don't think I did cheap heat.
So you could just take the momentum and not roll.
Right, I'll just take the cheap heat.
Okay. So there's no entrance music. There's no flashy stuff. There's just the refs trying to get everybody organized. The ring, which is a little wobbly. Just remember that you guys set that up. The ladder is a little tilty. They've gone and got it's not a fancy ladder. It's a ladder with the yellow top and "Don't stand here" thing on it, and it's got paint all over it. It's everybody in the ring. The refs are getting set. I assume that Tawni is ringside.
Absolutely.
Okay, she's ringside there. The announcers table, there's a lot of discussion about that. Wolf Backhouse has sat himself down there to watch. He's very interested in the results of this corporate ladder match now, since the situation has changed somewhat. And they ring the bell.
Nice. So the rules are whoever's on the ladder in the ring when it gets to 10 is the guy who's able to make it to the top of the ladder.
So we're doing the King of the Hill match there. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just doing that. Okay. So you're the king. Sub Pig, what do you want to do? Describe to me what happens. And again, people can spend momentum to interrupt. This match, the description of it is on the special matches tab. It's in the middle column.
All right. So
elimination match. Okay, cool.
And there's a ladder in the ring. We said, right?
Yeah, that's essentially the hill that we're using.
Okay. So the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm the king of the hill. I'm gonna show up by grabbing that ladder, putting my head in between two of the steps, getting it around my shoulders and locking with my arms, and just charging at as many people as I can. Just kind of nail them all with the ladder.
Awesome. So you're going to roll. That sounds like a power move to me.
I'd say it sounds like a power move, and this might be rules lawyering. But since I've put my head through it and I'm locked into it, I think I am putting myself at risk, and that's insane.
Which allows you to roll real?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, let me move these fuckers here. All right, so that's a 5. I'm going to spend 2 momentum to bring that up to a 7.
Okay. So right now, the timer is going to tick down from 10 to 9. And you get to pick one. Do you want control of the match? You keep control of the hill, but give challenger control of the match. You're dumped off the hill and someone else dethrones you. You would give them control and gain a heat with them.
All right, I'm going to keep control.
Okay.
And now I've crashed into people with the ladder around my head. Right?
Someone is going to take control, but you can keep the hill if you want.
All right, it's like I will definitely keep the hill. Yes.
Okay, then who gets control?
I would say the Kraken is the one that when I hit everybody, he was unmoved and he gains control.
Kraken, you have control. This ladder is smashed around. The cameramen are trying to keep control of it. There's so many people in the ring. So many people. What do you do?
All right. Well, let's see. We've got Sub Pig still with the ladder around, kind of wrapped around him.
Right.
So when he pushes up against me, they all get knocked down. I'm going to catch the ladder and just smack it back right up into his mouth where he's bleeding before and hopefully get a little bit of a blood spray out of that.
Oof.
Yikes. And
so that definitely sounds like power, right?
I think so.
Okay, then you are challenging for the hill to try and get that ladder away from him. Roll with power.
With power. 7, 8, 9.
Okay. So if you look there, I tick down the timer. The timer becomes an 8. And you get to pick one of those results.
All right. I think I'm on a need to work with somebody, I believe.
Who is that?
No. Let's go with someone sabotages me.
Who is who?
Let's how about Tutti Frutti there?
Tutti Frutti, how do you get in the way and sabotage the Kraken's work and take control of that hill?
As he was smacking him in the face with the ladder, I was coming up behind the sub pig. I was trying to pull his mask off, and I actually jerked his head out of the way so that he didn't get a clean smack.
Awesome. And now you've got a hold of the hill then.
Yeah. And okay. So I've got the.
Actually, no, you work with them. You had to do the rest of them. Yeah, they become the king. So you've got control of that hill. What happens next?
So like control the hill means that I'm physically holding this ladder. Is that?
Yes.
Okay. I am. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to try to pull off a move with the analyst because I've worked with him before. I'm going to try to set something up so that he gets control. Okay. And yeah, so I'm going to swing the ladder at the analyst, and I'm going to try to give him a chance to duck under the ladder and come at me.
Okay, so that sounds like work. You're still king, so we roll on that king move with work.
Okay, so 4 plus what is my work is what 1? So that's a 5, and okay, I'll spend 2 of my momentum to make it look good, to get it up to a 7 and make it look good.
Okay. So which of those results from the 7 to 9 do you want? I tick it down. You can keep the hill but give the analyst control of the match, or you can give the hill.
I'll give the analyst control and gain 1 momentum back.
And you get a heat with the analyst. Analyst, you get this. You got the ladder. There's still 10 people in the ring.
Oh my goodness! So it is now off the sub pig's head.
Yes.
I'm just hoping that could be like a permanent effect. It's
He's getting whipped around.
Yeah, I like that. He doesn't have control of the ladder, but he's still stuck in it. And he's squealing like a stuck pig.
A nice necktie. I'm most intimidated by Sub Pig, so I'm gonna take the ladder and go after him. We can get him over the rope and he's out, right?
Yeah.
Do that? Yeah. So I'm going after Sub Pig. So I grab the ladder, swing it around up high. I'm not gonna work stiff, man. I'm hoping to use that to corner him back, and then a few kicks, and I'm going to do some work. I'm gonna actually wrestle.
Okay, let's have you roll work with being the king.
All right.
By the way, real quick, Lowell, I used my new move to give them what they want, so I picked up a momentum when I hit that 7.
Perfect.
All right, here comes the reroll. And it's a 4, because I have not rolled above a 5 all game long. That's appropriate.
Okay.
Sorry, 4 with 2 brings it up to 7. I'll spin a mo, my last momentum, to make that a 7.
All right. I click down the timer. It's at a 6 now. What do you want as the result there?
So even though I'm rolling work, I'm doing the
king of the hill one. Yep.
Okay. See. All right. So then I maintain. Kick down the timer. I pick 1. Control the hill. But you can challenge or control the match. Yeah, I'm going to give Sub Pig control of the match, but I will keep control of the hill.
All right. Doesn't get you off the ladder, but Sub Pig, you have the sort of initiative unless somebody spends momentum to interrupt and take control.
I'll do it.
Oh, okay. So suddenly, what happens?
I just want to distract. Am I challenging for the hill, and even if I don't enter the ring?
No, I think we can do something else. Tell me what you're doing, and we'll work out what move it is.
Distract a large amount of people on the outside by giving them job applications, so we can get some of these NPWs out of the ring.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that as a standard wrestling move, with one of the options being to remove an NPW. How does that sound?
Sounds good.
Okay.
I'm going to be doing it with, look, I've got all that swag that the analyst got from the freepens.com.
Okay. Then go ahead and roll with look on the wrestling move.
Snake eyes. I could spend out of that, but instead I'm going to give momentum to the person I interrupted. It's only fair.
Okay. So Sub Pig, you get a momentum.
All right.
She's trying to do that. This is a raucous crowd, and you're trying to move through them and do this deal there, Tawni, and they're not having anything of it. They're starting to throw the pens into the stage there.
Stop, please.
Pens, paper, everything. It's a mess. Post-it notes. Sub Pig, you're not king of the hill, but you have control.
All right, so I'm gonna say that my head is still in the ladder as it's been thrown around, and he's been just getting whipped around and squealing. And now the analyst is on the ladder. My head's between it. He is going to stand up and suplex the ladder with the analyst on it. And I would say this is insanely dangerous for him because he's falling on his back with his head between rungs.
All right, roll with real.
So that's a 3-5. I have enough momentum to bring that to a 7.
Burn that momentum.
Actually, that's a 5. I have enough momentum to bring that to a 10 if I really want to. What does a 10 give me for King of the Hill?
You would get control and become the king, or get 2 momentum, or gain a heat with the analyst.
All right, I have to do it. I want to become the king.
Okay.
Nice.
Spend all your momentum, and suddenly,
Yes.
Sub Pig, you have that ladder. You pull it out of the analyst. You don't throw him over the ropes, but you've got it. And imagine that while all this is going on, people are fighting in the ring. They're trying to push people over. Kuya, you and the Capitan X are wrestling, and they're pushing you back. Kraken, like a couple of people have to do that to keep you at the corner. And Tutti, Hombre de Oro is trying to get you up, but you're staying in the ring. What happens next, Sub Pig?
All right, so I have control of the match. I am the king of the hill. I have the match, the ladder.
Does that move us to 5?
I don't think there was a tick down on that one.
Okay, cool.
So,
because he did 10, yeah.
What I would want to do now, I think, would be ascend to the top rope with the ladder and do like a flying crossbody.
All right. All right, King of the Hill. I think, does that sound like power?
I feel like I'm abusing, but it's doing everything dangerously. So yes, even though it's dangerous.
Okay, I will let you do that, because when you botch, I'm going to injure the hell out of you.
All right, we'll take it. All right, so that is a 9. Plus real, that makes me to an 11.
Okay. What do you want? You're king.
I'm the king. So I am the king on our 10 plus. I retain control.
Holy shit.
And with that flying cross body, the analyst was knocked over the top rope.
Oh, analyst, he's pushing you out of the ring.
Oh, and I'm out of momentum. There's nothing I can do to interrupt. I just go over. Nice. Well played.
I can spend a momentum on your behalf, but then I'd be out. So
yeah, don't do that. It's all good.
Body block you into the ring.
It's been a good run.
Good run. Analyst, you go over. Tawni's there. Oh, Tawni, you got to choose somebody else now to back. You can't boot back a losing horse, right?
Oh, yeah. I try and keep him into the ring, and he just falls on me. And as he stands up, I slap him in the face.
That carries.
Oh, yeah, it's like a red palm print on his side of his face.
Yeah. She's got that red ink from all that stuff that she was handing out earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. He starts filling out some forms for HR.
This is a hostile environment.
So everybody but the analyst is in the ring. Sub Pig has control. Kuya and the Kraken, and we've got then as well Tutti. Sub Pig, you've taken out your biggest competitor. Who's next?
Well, Kuya's in there. I'm just gonna take that ladder and just start beating it into Kuya.
All right, that sounds like power this time.
Yep. Oh wait.
Yep.
This thing does weird shit if you don't clear your dice.
Yeah.
If you left click on the dice before you roll them, you can then click the green one, re-roll, and you don't have to keep adding the new dice.
Yeah.
It's a little easier to track.
Yeah.
So, well, do you have any insight what the fuck I just got there? Or should I just clear them and roll again?
Clear and roll, I think.
Clear and roll again.
You'd think I'd learn how to use this dice roller, but nah, I'm not gonna.
You've only been doing it for 4 sessions.
All right. So that is a 7.
7. So I'm going to click the timer down to a 5. What do you want from those results?
I am going to keep control of the hill, but it's only fair that I give control of the match to Kuya now.
Kuya, he goes to bring this on you, kind of knocks you back. He's still got the ladder. What happens?
So he's hitting me with the ladder, right? He hits me down, but Kuya's pretty small. So on the third hit, he's able to dodge to the side, and then he's going to grab the rung of the ladder, and he's going to try to force Sub Pig back into the Kraken.
Ooh, okay. Let's roll for challenging for the hill. What do you think that is? Is that work?
Yeah, well, work or power.
Okay. I could see either one based on your description there.
Let's go with power.
Okay.
I think it's still just a 6 though.
Oh. So you challenged. The king gains control of the match, and you get to choose one of those results.
Sorry, I'm flipping pages at the moment, trying to find it.
Sure. So you can choose. You can give one of your momentum to the king and stay in the match, or get thrown out of the ring and get an additional heat with Sub Pig.
I only have 1 momentum left. Yeah. So I am trying to force him out of the ring right here, and I come up, and I'm pushing him back to the rope. He hits the rope with his back, and then Sub Pig puts the ladder up. It goes up in the air, and Kuya is on the end of it, and he comes out, and he topples out of the ring.
Spectacular throw. You get a heat with Sub Pig. It's a brilliant move. And then there were 8. Timer is clicking down. Tutti's in the ring. Kraken's in the ring. Sub Pig's in the ring. Got these NPWs that are still trying to get an edge. Maybe they're like ganging up, trying to get on Sub Pig and get him out of there. They do not want Sub Pig to have control of the company. They are clearly freaking out about that. Sub Pig, what happens?
I want to spin the momentum and interrupt.
Kraken.
All right, I'm going to go do the full headbutt circle on these NPWs we've got going. Bam! Hitting one, popping him over the top. I'm going to do a little ring clear if that's okay.
Sure.
And we'll pop.
Yes.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, let's have you do the match move with the option of clearing MPWs. On a 7 and 9, you can clear 1 MPW. On a 10 plus, you can clear 2. Sounds like power to me.
I think so too.
Okay.
So 9, 10, 11.
Okay. So who goes out of the NPWs?
I think we're going to get rid of Dreamboat Alex. And Skunk Ache will probably take a couple of headbutts before he finally topples, but I'll push him on out too.
Awesome. They go flying out. And I'm going to say you still have control of the match. You don't gain anything else, but you still have control of that.
After they bounce out, I'm going to point over at Sub Pig. You! And I'm charging across, and I imagine we have a titanic sort of wham into each other as these massive bodies smack together. And we probably do the trade. Just bam, 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 back and forth.
Kitchen sink.
Until finally, I'm going to try and do my... Do you still have the ladder wrapped around your head?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, all right. I'm going to helicopter the thing around so it gets sideways, and then try and power slam him with the ladder, slamming him onto the mat, and I imagine that'll make a hell of a noise.
Boom. Roll with power.
Alrighty.
It's crazy. The audience is going
the same thing.
What do you got? What's your total?
11.
So you get control of the match. Do you want to be the king? Do you want to get momentum, or do you want to get heat with Sub Pig?
I think I'm ready for the king to take the king.
Got the ladder. Got a hold of it. You're in control. Listen to that crowd go nuts. You know what is going to happen here. It's crazy. There's the sound of the banging on the doors as a marching band is trying to get in because they're locked out. You hear the sound of the fire marshal. Talking about the capacity crowd and why are these doors locked, and it could go really bad, and there's smoke in here. What happens next, Kraken?
I'm gonna since Sub Pig's down, I'm gonna have this ladder, and I'm gonna do a spin so I can turn around and hopefully pop a couple of these MPWs and take a hit at Tutti Frutti.
Okay. So roll with you're the king.
All right.
Again, sounds like you're going straight power, swinging that ladder around, trying to hurt.
All right. Ooh, well, that gives me a 7.
Okay, so timer gets ticked down 1.
And I think I'm going to keep control, but I think Tutti Frutti's going to get to... I mean, I'm going to keep the hill, but I'm going to give Tutti Frutti control of the match.
Tutti Frutti, what happens that gives you the edge here?
Okay, as he swings the ladder, I do a really showy knockdown and roll, and I pop back up and I climb onto the ladder, and I'm climbing up at the Kraken.
Awesome. And then what happens? You're gonna do a off the ropes. You can do something technical. What are you thinking?
I think I'm going to. I'm going to grab him in a headlock, and I'm going to try to drag. I'm going to try to drag him down. I'm going to jump off, and try to slam him into the mat.
Nice. Ooh. Just climbing me up the ladder, and then grab and hold, and
right. Yeah.
Ladder
nice.
assisted DDT.
Is this something you guys have worked out before, or are you just trying to use your power on him?
I like us having worked that out. That sounds like a cool thing there.
Okay, yeah, this is. I mean, we weren't expecting this ladder match, but we have worked on a similar move. So yeah, this is something we actually practiced.
Okay, so go ahead and roll with your heat that you have with the Kraken.
Okay, what heat do I have with the Kraken? I only have one heat, but that's okay. All right.
Oh, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have suggested that, since you don't have any heat with me. I've got a lot of heat with me.
Okay, so that's 5, but I mean, I'll spend my momentum to bring that up to a 7.
Okay, so you get to choose from those results Do you want to have someone else sabotage your valiant climb and gain a heat with them? Or do you need to work with someone and they become the king, but you can retain control of the match?
I guess I'll have somebody sabotage me and gain control.
Okay.
So who is there? Who is left in the ring?
There's Sub Pig.
Just Sub Pig, yeah. I think it's got. Okay. Yeah, I think Sub Pig is going to get control. Is going to take control.
Okay, and you get an additional heat with Sub Pig. Sub Pig.
Should I be the one who sabotages you? I haven't left ringside.
Oh, do you want to do that?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, Tootie? And what do you do to sabotage then, Tootie? Does he? Tawni
and Tootie. We haven't interacted together, so this hasn't come up. But our names are very similar. He's hit this great DDT. He's climbing. He's trying to get this in, and I just grab him by the leg, you know. And I say, you didn't give me any ice cream. You know? You're my hero, and you can't beat Sub Pig, and I'm gonna be abusing him in a positive way since I'm kind of a tweener right now.
Okay.
So I'm yelling at him about how good he is and how important this is. You know, you have to beat that guy. He doesn't even have any teeth. Come on, do you want me to be stuck with this guy? You know, you're a champion to these people. You should be winning this match. It's going to be so great for your. And he's just like, well, thank you, but I just. And he said, thank you, but I just. And I'm gonna be. I think I'm gonna be working the audience here.
Okay, that seems fair.
It's just a comedy spot to kind of go off the drama and the bloodshed. And well, I won't get to work the audience again. Certainly not with the 3 plus 1 that I rolled.
So there's still the whole thing with the pens and stuff, and they probably push you back to the back and kind of get stuck up in the audience here. You did kind of interrupt and broke his thing, but nobody's listening to you because they're starting this Sub Pig chant. Okay. Sub Pig.
All he's doing is wrecking his body for their entertainment. Come on.
I think it's sweet.
Yeah. Doing all of that. Sub Pig, you have control of the match.
All right. I have control of the match. We've got Tootie on the ladder. I'm gonna. The timer's low. We got the classic spot here, right?
Yep.
I think I'm still king, aren't
I? Yeah, he's Kraken's still king, but
okay.
The challenger is you now. The sort of control of the match.
Okay, so I'll control Kraken's king. So he'll be on the ladder now with the timer at 2. We've got to do the classic spot where I run up the other side of the ladder, and we're now brawling up the ladder, you know, just heavy blows being exchanged. We're both big physical guys. This is a slugfest now.
All right, roll with power.
I cleared my dice this time. Yay. And I rolled a 3.
There, your luck has finally turned. Subject.
So you get dumped off the hill. And Kraken gets control of the match, and you get to pick one of those things, Matt.
I'll throw it out of the ring and eliminate it, and I gain 1 heat with the king.
You would do that, Sub Pig, but you're booked to win.
All right, so then, as I seem to get there, he wails me. I fall off the ladder. Hit the rope.
Can you land on the broken bodies of 2 of your competitors so your feet don't touch the floor?
Can I spend a momentum to interrupt when he hits the rope?
Yeah.
So when he hits the rope, Kuya is going to jump up, and he is going to attempt to pull Sub Pig out from the back, violating it.
Okay. So you got to do that now. Are you trying to break kayfabe there?
Breaking kayfabe.
I am breaking kayfabe. I am pissed at him, and I just want him out of the ring.
Okay. So let's have you roll with break kayfabe. That's rolling with real.
10, I think. 12. If the green dice.
No, I just rerolled that. I got a 7.
7. So you get 2 momentum, and you have to choose whether you're going to lose somebody's support. Revelation loses you 1 heat, or Creative books you in a punitive match.
Maybe Creative is going to book me an impunitive match.
Okay, so they're mad at you. Now, you don't actually break Sub Pig's thing out of this. You don't get him out of the ring, but it's pretty clear that you are not supposed to be doing this, because people are some of the officials are actually grabbing and they can see you screaming. You're probably screaming obscenities in Filipino, and it's crazy. Like Hombre de Oro and Capitan X are like, they fall over there and pull Sub Pig back into the ring and screw up the spot there, and they're trying to keep it set. And it's crazy here. Matt, I think we have to go to your finisher here.
And so my finisher. So
no, Kraken.
I'm booked to end. Kraken is on the ladder, right?
And Tutti is still in the ring. You've knocked down the other NPWs. Tutti is going to try and help you make this look good.
All right, so the spot was messed up, so I was running like shoulder block into the ladder to like knock the ladder into the ropes, knocking the big man off, right? He takes a hard bump outside the ring. Or do I get to knock him out before I make the die roll?
You should. I think Kraken, unless you interrupt, you're going to go out. That's part of the special effect of the finisher. Does that seem reasonable?
Sounds good to me.
I'm going to give Kraken a moment. Kraken, describe to me what that looks like.
And you're running in, and you said you're doing a power hit to me to knock me over, right?
Yeah.
You hit me, and I do that teeter, and one leg comes up, and I'm trying to hold on. I've got the ropes. And then we see Tutti come over and kind of just kick the back of my leg. And there's that slow tree-like fall as my legs go way up and falling over to the other side. And I'm
crowd is parting.
As I land out there.
It's effectively just Tutti and Sub Pig in the ring and the ladder.
All right. So then as Tutti turns to face the Sub Pig, he probably feels like, he's a jabroni, right? He's like, look what I did to help you. Kick to the gut. The signature package pile driver. The Sub Pig ascends to the top rope to hit his pig's fly seated senton finisher.
Roll your finisher, Matt.
All right.
I still want to interrupt, but you've beaten every other opponent. It's just
That's a 9.
Do you have any momentum?
I do not.
Okay. They make you
win clean, and you both gain a momentum, or you sacrifice your body and take another injury and gain a heat with them.
You know what? I am going to sacrifice my body and gain 1 heat and take an injury.
And Tutti, you're trying to sell this. You're trying to make it look good. What do you do to make it look good?
I'm just going to hit the mat, make as loud a sound as I can, and just spread my arms out wide. My legs wide, just like a flat out.
Yeah, and you'll hear the crack as Sub Pig comes down, because he comes down hard and hurts himself. But you get to roll your jobber. Jobber finisher. Do the job.
That's a 4.
Do you have any momentum?
No, I'm out of momentum.
Okay.
Put it over.
So you're in commentary. So we'll go to a.
On a botch, you don't sell it right. You both lose an audience.
You both lose an audience. It hits, and the chaos in this place kind of makes it. They're loving the Sub Pig, but they're also probably it's at this point that stage, that ring that was very badly made. We established that at the start. You hit hard, Sub Pig. You're trying to block it, and it's probably at that point that the ring collapses. It goes down. There's chaos. You're buried in broken pens and Post-it notes, and it's an absolute mess. It's at that point that the fire marshal kicks the doors in, and essentially they're desperately scrambling to finish the show. And they'll pop up with copyright 2017 Gauntlet League Wrestling, and that will be the show.
Oh, one thing I get to make a "Are you not entertained?" roll because I took an injury.
Okay,
and that is a 10. Yes,
Nice.
so I gained that audience back.
You're definitely
Okay.
over. No one else has ever deserved it more.
Yeah, you pop up from the wreckage, bloodied, suit disheveled. Tutti kind of selling his injury there, and that's where we'll have to stop because we are at that 5-minute till mark. So I have to call it there, guys.
Woohoo! We can debrief the Flouncy Pony if anyone's not moving on to another game right now. But
yeah,
damn,
I have to head out, but feel free, Jet.
Fuck yeah.
Adam,
stuff.
great to play with you. Mr. Sweetland, again, good to play with you. Matt and Rich, always a pleasure. Stephen, thank you for coming and joining us today. I hope this is okay. Tyler, great to finally play with you. I love the Kraken. He's
It was awesome.
So good.
I just
That
want
was
to
a
say
good game.
I got to play in the game where we get a Billy Fashions, Tyler, and Analyst 3-man booth calling a match.
Oh, that's
yeah.
awesome.
I don't know
Thank
if the puns
you.
can
The first game in a while where one of the commentators wasn't Jesse Ventura.
Okay.
That's one of the things that Joe always does. He's like,
Oh, it gives me life. I'm so there for when he does that.
Joe's great. He's great. All right, I'm going to stop the
This is
broadcast.
so much fun, Lol.
Thank you, guys.